Saudi Aramco, officially the Saudi Arabian Oil Company, most popularly known just as Aramco, is a Saudi Arabian national petroleum and natural gas company based in Dhahran. Saudi Aramco's value has been estimated at anywhere between $1.25 trillion and $10 trillion, making it the world's most valuable company. Saudi Aramco has both the world's largest proven crude oil reserves, at more than 260 billion barrels, and largest daily oil production. Saudi Aramco owns, operates and develops all energy resources based in Saudi Arabia. According to a 2015 Forbes report, Aramco is said to be the world's largest oil and gas company. Headquartered in Dhahran, Saudi Arabia, Saudi Aramco operates the world's largest single hydrocarbon network, the Master Gas System. Its 2013 crude oil production total was 3.4 billion barrels, and it manages over 100 oil and gas fields in Saudi Arabia, including 288.4 trillion standard cubic feet of natural gas reserves. Saudi Aramco operates the Ghawar field, the world's largest onshore oil field, and the Safaniya field, the world's largest offshore oil field. History. Saudi Aramco's origins trace to the oil shortages of World War I and the exclusion of American companies from Mesopotamia by Great Britain and France under the San Remo Petroleum Agreement of 1920. The U.S. Republican administration had popular support for an open-door policy, which Herbert Hoover, Secretary of Commerce, initiated in 1921. Standard Oil of California was among those U.S. companies seeking new sources of oil from abroad. Through its subsidiary company, the Bahrain Petroleum Co., Sokol struck oil in Bahrain in May 1932. This event heightened interest in the oil prospects of the Arabian mainland. On 29 May 1933, the Saudi Arabian government granted a concession to Sokol in preference to a rival bid from the Iraq Petroleum Co. The concession allowed Sokol to explore for oil in Saudi Arabia. Sokol assigned this concession to a wholly owned subsidiary, California Arabian Standard Oil, in 1936, with the company having had no success at locating oil. The Texas Oil Co. purchased a 50% stake of the concession. After 4 years of fruitless exploration, the first success came with the 7th drill site in Dhahran in 1938, a well referred to as Dammam No. 7. This well immediately produced over 1,500 barrels per day, giving the company confidence to continue. On 31 January 1944, the company name was changed from California Arabian Standard Oil Co. to Arabian American Oil Co. In 1948, Standard Oil of New Jersey purchased 30% and Socony Vacuum purchased 10% of the company, with Sokol and Texaco retaining 30% each. The newcomers were also shareholders in the Iraq Petroleum Co., and had to get the restrictions of the Red Line Agreement lifted in order to be free to enter into this arrangement. In 1950, King Abdulaziz threatened to nationalize his country's oil facilities, thus pressuring Aramco to agree to share profits 50/50. A similar process had taken place with American oil companies in Venezuela a few years earlier. The American government granted U.S. Aramco member companies a tax break known as the Golden Gimmick, equivalent to the profits given to King Abdulaziz. In the wake of the new arrangement, the company's headquarters were moved from New York to Dhahran. In 1951, the company discovered the Safaniya oil field, the world's largest offshore field. In 1957, the discovery of smaller connected oil fields confirmed the Ghawar field as the world's largest onshore field. In 1973, following U.S. support for Israel during the Yom Kippur War, war, the Saudi Arabian government acquired a 25% stake in Aramco. It increased its shareholding to 60% by 1974, and finally took full control of Aramco by 1980, by acquiring a 100% stake in the company. Aramco Partners continued to operate and manage Saudi Arabia's oil fields. In November 1988, a royal decree changed its name from Arabian American Oil Co. to Saudi Arabian Oil Co., and took the management and operations control of Saudi Arabia's oil and gas fields from Aramco and its partners. In 1989-90, high-quality oil and gas was discovered in 3 areas south of Riyadh, the Raghib area about 77 miles southeast of the capital. In 2005, Saudi Aramco was the world's largest company with an estimated market value of $781 billion. In 2011, Saudi Aramco started production from the Dhahran gas field, with an output of more than 400 million SCF per day. In January 2016, the Deputy Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud, announced he was considering listing shares of the state-owned company, and to sell around 5% of them in order to build a large sovereign fund operation. Saudi Aramco is headquartered in Dhahran, but its operations span the globe and include exploration, production, refining, chemicals, distribution and marketing. All these activities of the company are monitored by the Saudi Arabian Ministry of Petroleum and Mineral Resources together with the Supreme Council for Petroleum and Minerals. However, the ministry has much more responsibility in this regard than the council. Exploration. A significant portion of the Saudi Aramco workforce consists of geophysicists and geologists. Saudi Aramco has been exploring for oil and gas reservoirs since 1982. Most of this process takes place at the Exploration and Petroleum Engineering Center. Originally, Saudi Aramco used Cray supercomputers in its EXPEC computer center to assist in processing the colossal quantity of data obtained during exploration, and in 2001, ECC decided to use Linux clusters as a replacement for the decommissioned Cray systems. ECC installed a new supercomputing system in late 2009 with a disk storage capacity of 1,050 terabytes, the largest storage installation in Saudi Aramco's history to support its exploration in the frontier areas and the Red Sea. Refining and chemicals. While the company did not originally plan on refining oil, the Saudi government wished to have only one company dealing with oil production. Therefore, on the 1st of July 1993, the government issued a royal decree merging Saudi Aramco with Samarek, the country's oil refining company. The following year, a Saudi Aramco subsidiary acquired a 40% equity interest in Petron Corp, the largest crude oil refiner and marketer in the Philippines. Since then, Saudi Aramco has taken on the responsibility of refining oil and distributing it in the country. Currently, Saudi Aramco's refining capacity is more than 4 million barrels per day. Domestic joint ventures, 1,108 mpbd, and wholly owned domestic operations, 995 mbbl. This figure is set to increase as more projects go online. Saudi Aramco's downstream operations are shifting its emphasis to integrate refineries with petrochemical facilities. The first venture into it is with PetroRabah, which is a joint venture with Sumitomo Chemical Co. that began in 2005 on the coast of the Red Sea. List of refineries. List of domestic refineries: Jeddah Refinery. Nominal capacity. Ras Tanura Refinery includes a crude distillation unit, a gas condensate unit, a hydrocracker, and catalytic reforming. Riyadh Refinery. Jambu Refinery. List of domestic refining ventures. The Saudi Aramco Mobile Refinery Co. Limited, Janbu. The Saudi Aramco Shell Refinery Co. Jubail. Petro Rabah. Saudi Aramco Base Oil Co. Saudi Aramco Total Refining and Petrochemical Co. Jubail. Janbu Aramco Sinopec Refinery, Janbu, the 11th of July 2012. List of international refining ventures. Fujian Refining and Petrochemical Co. People's Republic of China. Sinopec Senmei Petroleum Co. Limited. People's Republic of China. Motiva Enterprises LLC, United States. Showa Shell, Japan. S-Oil, Republic of Korea. Shipping. Saudi Aramco has employed several tankers to ship crude oil, refined oil and gas to various countries. It has created a subsidiary company, Vela International Marine, to handle shipping to North America, Europe and Asia. Environmental record. The company has an environmental master plan to reduce the emissions provided by capital programs, some of which has already been completed. Saudi Aramco is a leading company in the region in reducing sulfur emissions, CO2, and flaring. Also, a CEO dashboard complemented by an annual environmental report shows the exact environmental statistics and key performance indicators in terms of air and seawater pollutions. Financial data. The FD's non-public 150 by the Financial Times and McKinsey, the study of the world's largest unlisted companies, 2006. Financial data. Fiscal year-end, December. Revenue, $182 billion. Employees, 55,441. Employee growth, 4.50%. Oil reserves, 259.9 billion barrels. Production, 12.0 million barrels per day. Cyber attack. Aramco computers were attacked by a virus on the 15th of August 2012. The following day Aramco announced that none of the infected computers were part of the network directly tied to oil production, and that the company would soon resume full operations. Hackers claimed responsibility for the spread of the computer virus. The virus hit companies within the oil and energy sectors. A group named Cutting Sword of Justice claimed responsibility for an attack on 30,000 Saudi Aramco workstations, causing the company to spend a week restoring the services. The group later indicated that the Shamoon virus had been used in the attack. Due to this attack, the main site of Aramco went down and a message came to the home page apologizing to customers. Computer security specialists said that the attack, known as Shamoon, is said to have hit at least one organization in the sector. Shamoon is capable of wiping files and rendering several computers on a network unusable. Bibliography. Vitalis, Robert. America's Kingdom. Myth-making on the Saudi oil frontier. Stanford University Press. ISBN 08047-54462.